Listen, if you're gonna choke me, you gotta at least, do a little foreplay first. Come on now. Oh, drain touch? Can you put your hand a little different? Look, I'm getting too damn bad here. Hold up. Alright, so we got a new one. I became a legend after my 10-year-long last stand. Do me a solid. Make sure you leave a like on this video, share your support, subscribe, remember that bell if you haven't already, but Patreon, you're gonna catch my full live reactions to all this and more. But let's jump into it. If I see enough demand, maybe we come back for more. Let me know if you want more. Let's jump into this. I'm not one for Snake Woman, but maybe. Let him cook for a second. Let him cook. Oh, and he's pretty much right on the crop. I'm just saying. Wow, that's fucking busted. I mean, Demon Lord looks pretty cool, I gotta be honest. That's actually one of the coolest Demon Lords I can recall. Sorry, you can't walk in with a loaded weapon like that. Yo, here we go. I need this twink for myself. I'll be back. Normally these stories, we do something like this and no one would believe us. The king and the master of the Adventurers Guild believe in us. The world is our oyster. It's interesting. So he's gonna play the role of like sensei, but act like he's one of the kids. We don't pull out around these parts, big boy. We keep going until it's over. Yo, why is his glute so good? Yo, why is that goblin's ass so fucking built? That's a power bottom if I've ever seen one. So I ain't gonna lie. I walked in with okay expectations. There was a handful of shows that kind of had that potential generic fantasy slop presentation. But this one, there was something about it. I remember when I watched the preview, I was like, I don't know, it kind of gave me like a Zelda feel where like the hero of time wakes up and, it's up to us to do some shit. I'll be honest, my expectations were pretty off, but the concept of a hero who essentially, I'm a huge fan of this when you kind of start at the end of a story, and then in doing so, you almost end up in the sequel. So the concept of a hero's party finishing off the Demon Lord, and then bro has to stay behind. They think, well, he's certainly going to be dead, but you know what? He's stubborn enough. Maybe he survives. And oh boy golly, did he survive. He fought the Demon Lord and his army for 10 years. Eventually came up looking a lot younger because, well, he did get the Drain Touch ability because that's his ability, like a lot of fantasy shows. He has something OP about him. His is that he can pretty much steal skills from other people. And by stealing Drain Touch and essentially sucking the Demon Lord dry, I mean, there's plenty of goth girls who probably wanted to do that in different ways, but he basically is living out their fantasy. He's now a lot younger. His people are still alive. Bro's former party, one is the fucking king and one is the guild master. Such a unique turn of events because usually with these shows where like, oh, no one knows how powerful he is or something like that, it's like everyone's against him. And I'm not saying there's not going to be probably some people who will think he's nothing, but the fact that as soon as we come back, we have a guild master saying, that's my boy, whatever you need, son, I got you. And lo and behold, our other bro is out here being like, yeah, I'm king now. So this is a fun turn of events because usually with these types of shows, I'm so used to guild master that we'll interact with being like, there's something special about this guy. And instead what we have here is a show that's like, oh, we already know you're built different. So the concept of being like, hey, we do have to kind of keep this a secret because what we're going to do is that, well, everyone thinks of you as this great sage, extravaganza. So we're going to basically make it so people still think you're dead. But what's going to happen is that we will give you like a title of, blah, 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 but it's going to be hidden. So everyone at face value thinks you're F rank, but we will know, and other people who need to know will know that you're some S rank legendary adventurer. There's something interesting about this one. The art style really works for me. It's almost like looking at this show, it's like a blend of like Clevatis meets like Helk. Now, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying with that. Maybe you'll say it doesn't look anything similar, but there's something about the way the art style looks for the characters and the way they move. It just works for me. I say this about some shows from time to time, but I don't say it a lot because there isn't a lot of shows like this. It's almost like you gave me a Blu-ray of a 90s anime. So it looks good, but it's definitely a product of its time. Now, this is made in 2026. So, sometimes that classic animation where characters swinging their sword and it's like the character's not really moving, but the background is. Listen, I grew up watching far worse animated things, and this just to me is like, it's like a callback to it. Like, yeah, I know they're doing it because of it saves production time, but it doesn't look horrible to me. And I really like the MC. I like the idea of him. It's definitely going to be a power fantasy show. But I think one of the things that really sold me on where his second story will go is the way he looks at himself as a mentor for the up and coming generation. Because, you know, bro's essentially playing World of Warcraft in a beginner server with his fucking endgame character, right? Like, this could definitely be just considered griefing. But instead, this party who he has to go with because, you know, the general guild's like, hey, you can't go slay goblins by yourself. They're, you know, they're very pleasant, but like the fact that there's this moment where he recognizes that there's these hidden tracks and normal goblins can't do that. Like, they can't cover the tracks. So it's very clearly someone else is up to it. And he's like, I could tell them about this, but it's better to learn because you know, he's not always going to be around, right? He's not going to let them die. He'll definitely jump in and protect them and stuff. But the fact that he's looking at himself as more of a teacher than anything, I thought was an interesting characteristic trait, right? I mean, it's interesting. You don't get a lot of shows where you start off at the end of a story because most stories work to build up to defeat the Demon King. Where this show started at the end of a hero's party, which is why, you know, I like the concept of a show like Freerun as an example, right? You know, ending one and beginning another. And the fact that he fought for 10 years diddling away these demons in order to sucking them dry, which, you know what? Props to him, I suppose. It's an interesting premise. Is this going to be the biggest show of the season? No. You know, are a lot of people going to say it's mediocre production, mid-story, blah, blah, blah? Probably. But I have heard some people say, I read a bit of the source, or I've read a decent amount, and I think this is a pretty solid show. Will the production, you know, live up to the quality of the source material? For probably a lot of source readers, no. But you know what? I fuck with the way it looks. There's a lot of details that I thought was really cool. One of the things that I really liked was right away I noticed that there's a lot of like eyes all around the cave that they're in. It's little moments like those that go a long way because I can't think the last time we've been in some creepy crawly cave and there's demonic eyes all around the fucking thing. It's the little moments like those that really go a long way to spice up the visual flair of a show, and I think they did a great job. They made me like the MC, they made me interested in the world, and most importantly, I fuck with how it looks and feels. It feels like that older style anime brought in a modern way. And I mean, how much I've hyped up shows like Megalobox or Clovatis, stuff like that, where it's like, man, this feels like something old but made with a new coat of paint. I fuck with it. Is there going to be plenty of times where maybe the art style and the animation dip and probably don't live up to what people want to see? Probably. But you know what? First episode has one job. Make me want to see more, and I can safely say, well, yes, I see how a show like this could fall off. I'm definitely here for a few more episodes minimum, and that's just assuming it only gets worse. As long as it remains or gets better, I'm watching the whole fucking show, most likely. But you let me know your thoughts. What did you think? You think it's worth covering on YouTube? You want more? Let me know. If you'd like to show your support, though, subscribe, ring that bell, and yes, Patreon. The live reactions and exclusives do live over there. Even if I stop covering it on YouTube, we will keep watching on Patreon because I'm fucking with it. But hey, if you're already over on my Patreon, I'll give you a video shout out too because my patrons are what make it all possible over here on YouTube. So today we got B. Monkeith, Tade Goldwait, One Piece Man, Nicholas Wilhelm, Francis Mondra, Miguel Frances, Arne Bala, Kim Andre Olsen, Jacob, and we also have Master. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.